Mateos. I think you're always number one. How do you do that? How do you always be the first? That's amazing. Hi CW Field, welcome back. Good to see you. How's the sound, by the way, today? It's a little bit windy, so you might be hearing some wind on the microphone. I'm just waiting for the train to pass. Yeah, it's really good weather today. I wouldn't say it's warm, it's still a little bit cold. And there's a breeze, but it's much warmer. It's warm for winter, much warmer than usual. So today, I'm gonna kind of go back to the basics. The past couple of streams I was doing a little bit like more, I was trying to find some interesting places and like read up on them and kind of explain the background, like the shrines and the landmarks and stuff like that, and talk about the history. But today I just kind of picked a really quiet, low-key area like I used to do, and there's not a whole lot to know about it. There's not a whole lot of information online about this neighborhood either, so if you were to search you wouldn't find that much. It's just a really kind of quiet residential neighborhood. I don't know if you saw, but there's like 3 guys sitting right next to each other in that small little truck. Yeah, so it's just a quiet little neighborhood, residential, some shops and cafes. There's a few kind of international restaurants, but it's really kind of a low-key area. Just thought we'd do a chill one today. One thing that's a little bit different than usual though is that I'm doing this mostly for the East Coast time zone. So I normally do this a couple hours later, and that tends to be a good time for me and for lots of people, but I decided to do one a little bit earlier today because I was getting a lot of requests from people on the US East Coast that they're missing the stream and they really want to see it live. So I thought I would change it up today and give them a chance to see it live for once. And we'll do that occasionally. Every now and then I'll change up the time. I think mostly I like doing the normal time, but I'll change it sometimes and give you a heads up beforehand. See how it goes today with the number of viewers and how people feel about the time. I think the downside is that we'll probably miss out on a lot of Europeans who are just going to be waking up after the stream. Europeans and British and also that whole kind of part of the world. But I think it's also a good chance for kind of a whole new time zone, a whole new group of people to be able to also experience it live. So that might be interesting. What's the sidewalk situation? From Sadie to Cage. There's not a lot of sidewalks. When you go to like in Tokyo, when you go to the more developed kind of central commercial districts with like lots of businesses and office buildings, then yeah, you're gonna have like these big gigantic sidewalks, like these big walking ways. But when you're in these more kind of residential areas or quiet areas, now you don't really have any sidewalks. You just get like you see here, you just walk on the left or the right side of the road. Sometimes they have like a little, I'll show you later, but they have like a little green road where you can like strip where you for pedestrians or for bicycles. But no, they don't normally have like full-on sidewalks raised from the street. Weather's mentioned inside of the title of the stream for those that are asking. All right, let's go back. I want to go back to kind of the main station area first before we get too lost into the residential side, because I haven't really seen the station area. No car. Well, this is a kind of a quieter area, and I'm also off the main road, so this is just houses and stuff here. Ooh, look at that beautiful. I always show my viewers the Kawada. So this is kind of different from normal Kawada, but this blue roof up here, you see this? This is sort of like called Kawada, which is a type of Japanese traditional roof. I really like the blue ones. I think this would also be considered it, but it's a little bit different than normal. It's a little bit more like, I mean, it's still the same thing, but it's slightly different. But anyway, I like that color. It's 1 p.m. Yeah, for those that are asking about the time or the weather, just check the title. I mentioned it all in the title of the stream. Someone said, why am I breathing so hard? Maybe because I'm wearing this mask, and I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but now I'm thinking about it. Alright, let's get back to the main station area. We'll come back down to the residential side a little bit later. One thing I did read about this area, because I was telling people when they first logged on that there's not much you can find out online about this area, because it's kind of a really low-key residential area. I've been trying to make a habit before doing my streams. Someone said it's the wind, not my breath. Yeah, it's kind of windy today. I've been trying to make a habit of reading up on the areas before I come. So first of all, for those who don't know, for those of you who are just joining for the first time, I do this once a week usually. I try to do it at least once a week. And I go to a new neighborhood or a new station area in Tokyo every weekend. I try to explore places I've never been before and show people all around the city. So yeah, if you go back to my page, you can follow my page. If you hit the little icon on the right, my little spaceman, you can hit my avatar and you can follow my page and get notified when I do these streams. But I usually go to a new part of Tokyo and walk around, explore, and answer questions. But I've been trying to kind of read up more on each area that I go to, so I can have a little bit of kind of like knowledge and history. But today I couldn't find that much information about this area. There's like not much online about it. There's just like a couple of articles. It's called Eifukucho in Suginami Ward. And really really not that much information. It's just kind of a low-key, quiet neighborhood, almost kind of like a suburban feel. And the only thing that you can really read about it is that they have some kind of international restaurants and cafes. And one thing I was about to mention was that back in the 80s, I think Japan was in a kind of the bubble era. A lot of like new wealthy people came and built really big homes around here, so it's kind of like a more upscale neighborhood with much larger homes than you normally would see in Tokyo. It's also kind of a convenient area to live because you're not like in really central Tokyo, which can be sometimes like kind of chaotic with crowds and stuff. You're in a more kind of, but you're also not too far away as well. It's like a nice balance in between where you can be really convenient. Like you're within like 10 to 15 minutes from Shibuya station, also not too far from Shinjuku. This is really close to Shimokitazawa, which is a really kind of trendy neighborhood as well. So you're really close to neighborhoods where you can go shopping or entertainment or dining and lots of culture and stuff. But you're also kind of living in an area that's really quiet and suburban-like. So this is kind of a nice balance here. Someone asked about, I always get these questions about, is Japan like anime? I think it's kind of like chicken and the egg. Which one came first? Because if you look at anime, it's inspired by Japan, right? But then also a lot of Japanese culture ends up being inspired by anime. I think it's kind of like a circle. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous house. Gorgeous house. Again, I'm always kind of upset that the resolution's not better on Reddit, but if you could just see the detail, they have this like really dark wood that I like in these traditional houses, and it's like really beautiful and shiny and well taken care of. Beautiful dark wood, almost black, with a kind of nice white contrast. Stone wall and some nice tree garden. Really nice house, really big too. It's huge for Tokyo. And then this is another one right here. This is the Kawada I was telling you about. This rooftop right here. This is Kawada, this sort of like traditional roofing. I really like this wall. Very interesting stone wall here. You can see like it's just been like plastered together, like a bunch of stones and plaster. Someone said how to say GameStop in Japanese. GameStop. GameStop. Something like that. Alright, before we go down, even though that's a really cool, nice road, I want to check out a little bit more of the shops and stuff and cafes before we dive into the residential side. Again, if you're not following me, go ahead and follow my page. I do this weekly, and you'll get notifications beforehand. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead and follow. Look at this little orange tree right here. Look at these little tiny, tiny little oranges. Just starting. Yep, for those of you who are mentioning the time, yeah, I do. I usually do this a couple hours later, but today I decided to do it earlier. I've been getting a lot of requests from people in the East Coast, US East Coast, to do it during their time zone because they always miss the live session. So today I did it a little bit earlier to try to give a chance for the people in the US East Coast to see it live. This is the sidewalks, by the way, we were talking about earlier. These kind of more local areas just not really central business districts don't really have sidewalks. This is kind of your sidewalk. This green pedestrian walk area, and you can see this bicycle path really close, really narrow to the road. What part of Tokyo is this? This is called Suginami Ward. So this is kind of the western side of Tokyo. Western side of the 23 wards of Tokyo, special wards. Yeah, I'm curious. So someone just said everyone right now is U.S. East Coast. Since we're just starting the stream, let me just get I want to get a quick like roundup of people. Where are you coming from in the U.S. East Coast? Let's see how many people tuned in. I want to see how effective my timing change was. Oh, someone said Singapore, New Jersey, Connecticut, Los Angeles, New Jersey, lots of New Jerseys, Rhode Island, Michigan, Ohio, Canada, lots of Texas and New York, Virginia, Montreal, Virginia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Toronto, Boston, Richmond. Oh, there are some Europeans on super early in the morning. Wow. New York City, North Carolina. All right, cool. So yeah, Maryland. Almost named the whole East Coast there. Tennessee, San Francisco. Cool. Somebody in the comments said that they feel like it's got a kind of a beach town feel. We're not anywhere near the water, but you're right. It does have a little bit of that kind of really subtle. Look at that. That kind of looks like a beach house back there, in fact. It has this really kind of like chill vibe here. You know, almost like slow, like a beach town. Very flat and quiet, and everybody's just kind of moving slowly. I'm not going to go down here and film this person's house because like they're all outside right now, but it does look like a beach house, that blue one right there. And by the way, those of you who sometimes I try my best to answer all the questions, but when I'm at like 5,000 people like this, it's almost impossible to answer the questions. For those who don't know, on the streaming side, you can only see like 4 at a time, and they move so quickly, so you can only catch like 1 at a time. So just so you know, that's why I'm not ignoring you. I'm just not able to catch them all. Look at this tiny little. I've actually never really seen this kind of coin laundry with these really old machines. I never really went looking for them either, but this is a really old one. Super old. You can buy your soap here. Or maybe you can exchange your money here. I wouldn't even trust it. I feel like you're not going to get your money back. There's the soap over there. You can buy your soap right here. I wonder if they have, sometimes these places have like shoe washing machines, which are really convenient. This one's probably a little bit too old to have that, but sometimes they have it. And people are pretty, look, there's some plants over there. People are pretty good about like leaving people's stuff alone. Like you can see people just leave their clothes in there and they'll come back and get it. You don't have to worry about it really. You can just, you should be respectful and like come get your stuff and not leave it for other people, but you don't have to worry about people like messing with your stuff. This person's got like a cute Mickey Mouse thing on the top of their house right there. Someone said, do you ever stream around Bunkyo-ku? I go around the whole Tokyo. I've been all over, like east, west, north, and south. I've been all over the place, and I'm always open to suggestions whenever people want to go to certain places, but I just kind of pick a new place every weekend, go to a random area, and just explore. So, where did I go last time? I was in Jimbocho and Ochanomizu and that area, kind of like the Kanda area. Last time I did my stream, so that was a little bit more like directly north of the Imperial Palace, which is kind of like the center of Tokyo. Chuoku, so that was a good one. a nice neighborhood. This is actually a really kind of upscale, clean area. You can tell everything's taken care of very well. The streets are all very nicely, looks like they've all been recently redone. The paint is nice looking. This is not as normal as you would see in a lot of neighborhoods. Can be a little bit, not, I wouldn't say like run down in a negative way, but kind of in a charming way, like kind of worn out, like lived in. I would say that, kind of lived in. But this neighborhood's very sharp and clean. Those of you asking about the time and the weather, just check the title of the stream. I put all the information in the title. It's not that bad out today. It's pretty nice, actually. People asking about the wires. Yeah, I know. I get so used to them, I don't even notice them anymore. When I first moved to Japan, all these wires up here, you see this? When I first moved to Japan, and I was taking photos, I felt like it was always interfering with my photos, because you would see like a really beautiful like thing, like house or landmark or shrine, or not shrine, but like something, just you would see that kind of a nice cityscape and take a photo, and you just have all these black wires running through your photo. It almost looks like your camera had like some kind of scratches on it or something, but it just kind of comes with the atmosphere. And you know, they have it because there's so many earthquakes here, you can't have all the wires running underneath the ground. It'd be such a nightmare to repair everything. Really, really beautiful houses. These are gorgeous. Very clean and modern. They still have the traditional look, but very modernized. Very nice. Someone said go to Shibuya or Shinjuku and Bendo. I don't usually go to the more crowded areas because, for a number of reasons. One is I feel like there's enough content on the internet already of those areas. If you want to see Shibuya or Shinjuku and that kind of thing, you can just literally go on YouTube and watch like these super high resolution, like 4K videos where people go through those areas. You know, they're just so kind of overdone. And I want to provide something a little bit new. So I tend to go to these kind of more low-key, lesser-known areas. And I think people really enjoy that. And then the second thing is I use a Wi-Fi connection. So when I go to places that have too many Wi-Fi signals bouncing around, I think the Reddit server is not that strong yet because it's still kind of a relatively new platform. And if I go anywhere near like too many Wi-Fi signals, it'll cut out and I'll lose connection and it'll kind of ruin the stream. So those are kind of the two main reasons. And plus I don't want to go like filming everyone in their faces really closely. I like to go kind of away from the crowds, especially because of the coronavirus. I try to get away and not be in a really crowded area and just kind of walk around by myself without a lot of people. And then, yeah, I don't want to be sticking my camera in someone's face every 2 seconds. Like when I did Akihabara, which was kind of like a good stream. It was kind of fun, but at the same time, it was like so many people, and I could just feel like I'm putting my camera in someone's face every time I turn my camera. And also, way too much Wi-Fi signals in that area and too noisy. Someone has said, how's that? I'm not going to answer any more questions about the sidewalks. Everyone's asking about the sidewalks. I feel like you're trolling now. But I will talk about one of my favorite things, which is like what I call the Tokyo-style gardens, because people don't really have yards, so they just stick all their pots like this on the side of the house. This is kind of a garden in Tokyo. Okay, so now we're getting out of the kind of shops and cafe area. There's definitely a lot more shops and cafes back where we started, but I kind of skipped past all of it. But it's okay. I think this is kind of more interesting. Let's go check out the shrine right here. Okay. All right, let's go in here. Look at that. You got a Jeep right here coming through. Okay, let's go in this shrine. or temple, probably rather temple. I'll just kind of move a little bit slowly right now so you can take a look around at the details. I'm trying to look at my map at the same time. You know, I talk a lot about this on the streams about the difference between shrine and temple, and I need to really kind of get more well versed on it because I think I seem to always mess it up. I mean, so basically shrine is Shinto, temple is Buddhist. And I don't want to sound dumb, but I think usually in my experience, I mean, I've been to so many shrines and temples around the whole country, but I always kind of don't pay that much attention to the detail until I started doing these streams and people are asking for like specific answers. I've always just kind of mixed the two together without thinking about it too much. But normally temples are like got this kind of, what is it called again? This reddish orange color. It's, I forgot what it's called again. I'm drawing a blank on the name of that color. But anyway, that tends to be temples, and shrines tend to be like all brown and wood. Let me check right now. I'm just trying to open up my maps so I can figure out where I'm at right now. So you can't wash your hands right now because it's they've been closing those because of the coronavirus. Okay, so right now we are at oh, wait a second. We are actually at a shrine, and this is actually the Eifukucho shrine. So this is the inari, these foxes. So yeah, this is a Shinto shrine actually, not Buddhist temple. This is Shinto shrine. You know what I just realized I forgot to do was I have an app that tracks my walking path, and I wanted to start doing that before my stream so I could post it on my page afterwards to show the whole path that I walked. And I just realized that I forgot to start the path at the beginning of this stream, and I can't log out of the app now or I'll lose connection with you guys. So I'll just do that next time. If you have any questions about what you're seeing, just ask in the chat. I've answered a lot of this in past streams, what these are, what all this stuff is, but I'm happy to answer again if you guys are really curious. Not crimson, so you're almost there. There's a word, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of that color. I think it starts with like a C or CH. Not crimson, no. It's, I'll think about it later. If you just look up like shrine paint in red, orange on Google, you'll find the word. Vermilion, there it is, vermilion. Thank you. Who said that? That was Nobel. Thanks, Nobel, vermilion. Yep, vermilion. Everyone's saying it now. This right here is called a shoshin. This is a little paper lantern. You see these all over the place in Japan. Everybody's saying vermilion now. Someone said vermilion is the color of upvotes. Is it really? Or I thought it was just like, I guess you're right. Reddit is kind of like a reddish orange color. Maybe Reddit's color is vermilion. But I think vermilion is like a material, right? Like not a color, but like the lacquer that they use. But I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say Reddit's upvotes are vermilion from now on. So these are each little shrines, each one of these. And you can come here and do a little prayer, and you can put some money here in the donation box right there. You can clap and bow and do a prayer, and usually they have different meanings, each of these. You can see more little foxes down here, little inari right there on the bottom. So most shrines have their kind of own little theme. Oh, that one's a fox. Okay, yeah. Most of them have their own kind of theme, so whether it's like fox or something else. This is a nice one. It seems that they wired a little electrical thing in there to keep the light going too. So it's up right now, but normally this will be hanging down after you do a prayer or before you can shake it and ring the bell. Oh, you can hear the birds. It's pretty far away. Wow. I'm surprised the phone can pick that up. I'm almost tempted to like start a part 2 because I really wanted to do that path app. I really wanted to watch my path, and now I'm feeling kind of like upset that I can't see. I tried to do it last time too. My phone died, so then I didn't save the path. So 2 times I've tried. Let's see how it goes. We still have lots of people, so if I start a new stream, I don't want to disrupt all of you guys. Okay, so that was the shrine. Let's keep moving. Whenever you leave, you should turn around and bow. Themes would be things like I'm just using the word theme. I don't think that's the correct way to say it, but some of the stuff you would see would be like you said, the different kinds of legendary creatures, like animals in Japan. So whether it's like the phoenix or the fox or the turtle or cow, or there's all kinds of different stuff that you might see in different types of statues and artwork and stuff around the shrines. Okay, let's keep going down here. Oh, you want me to turn back and give a perspective of the temple? Okay, hang on. Oh, we lost a lot of people. I wonder if I had some kind of... sometimes when you lose like 4,000 people like that, it's usually a connection issue. Could be a good opportunity to start a new stream though and do the path walking. Let's see how it goes. Let's go for a little bit longer. This is somebody asked to see a different perspective of it. There you go. Oh, someone said they lost connection twice. I see. Oh. No connection, huh? Okay, that's not good. I wonder why we're losing connection. I might have to start a second one then. Let me check how my Wi-Fi is doing. Seems to be some connection issues. Yeah, we're slowly losing lots of people for the... Okay, well maybe I can do a second part then. yeah, I think I'll start a new one real quick. I'll start a quick part 2, and I'll figure out where I am right now as well, and then I'll put on my walking path one. Would you guys be okay if I did a second part right now? Would you come back on Where in the World or on my page? You can just follow me and you can easily find my next stream when I do it right now. Yes, okay, no problem. Yep, okay, let's do part 2 then. Alright, I will start one in about like 2 minutes, so no worries. Everyone here, just again, I'm about to start a second part and do part 2 right now. Hopefully there'll be less connection issues. Just go to Reddit subreddit Where in the World, or go to my page. You can follow me real quick right now if you want to, and then you'll be able to get the notification hopefully, or just monitor my page until it pops up. And just hang tight for a few minutes and we'll start another part right now. Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.